Rendezvous, rendezvous.
The following video contains
Damn, I've heard some bad things about Dolphins, bro. I've heard that they're not who we thought they were. They're not who we thought they were.
disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Let's see.
It's been a long time coming. It's been 3 years since my last dolphin video, which means 3 Halloweens have gone by with this aquatic thug wiener going unchecked.
Yo, that's
Not this
crazy.
time. Which means 3 Halloweens
at
have
that
gone by with
zigzag
this aquatic
speed, bro.
thug wiener going unchecked. Not this time. This satanic smiling sausage, Davy Jones' delinquent offspring, this audacious ocean hippo, we'll get to that. The
not the
dolphin
orca?
is a breathing, breaching hate boner, and their psychopathic tendencies
That's not a dolphin, that's an orca.
intelligence. Dolphins are arguably the smartest things alive without thumbs or launch codes, which allows them to manipulate the world around them, including the animals in it. Dolphins will reportedly harass pufferfish into releasing poison,
I heard
which
about
apparently
this,
they
bro.
get obliterated
They get
off
high.
of, resulting in a literal nightmare rotation. It isn't
drug addicts,
scientifically
bro.
proven that dolphins get elevated and hella faded off a spicy stress ball. The alternative is the jocks of the sea playing handball with a living puffer, and that's
Orcas
probably
are
the
the
most
biggest
child-friendly form
dolphin
of dolphin
species.
recreation.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna have to get real creative with the way I
Orcas are
describe this,
devious
but
too, bro.
dolphins will stick their little dolphin dorks wherever they desire.
Aren't they called
including
killer
the
whales, though?
disembodied heads of decapitated fish, which
Ugh.
might have just been a one-off if
boy's
researchers didn't also
ugly.
release a bottlenose wrap live wriggling eels
Or
around
killer
their
whales
stick
different.
shift. We've also witnessed 2 river dolphins treating an anaconda like a pool noodle, except the photographer took a closer look and noticed something. The snake was likely dead, like an erectile dysfunction, which only one of them would know about since both dolphins' privates were standing very much at attention. Workers
The
at the
frick?
Dolphin Research Center also got a nasty surprise
Nah,
when
this
they
is insane.
discovered baby nurse sharks finding their way into the lagoon and the waterlogged hot dogs using them as volleyballs. Dolphins might be the only
This is
animals to
insane.
use other living animals as tools, with a group of
Yo, they're
dolphins discovering
crazy.
that they could use live sponges as snout guards as they scrape the sea floor. It's not proven sponges can feel pain, but it makes no difference to these brine bullies. If a dolphin can use another creature as a pawn,
Ooh.
it will. That's how one dolphin
That was an
created
alley-oop
whole
right there.
seagull
There's a
murder
backstory
ring just
about
for some
the
extra
name
fish.
Killer Whale. Ooh, I gotta
Basically,
find- I
Kelly
gotta
the
figure that
dolphin
out.
had an unspoken agreement with
I
her
gotta learn
trainer
that.
where she'd get rewarded with fish every time she helped clean litter from her tank, including expired seagulls. So Kelly would hide a fish
What?
during feeding and then use it to bait seagulls when no one was looking, only to snatch them,
What?
drown them, and exchange the waterboarded bird for more fish. Not only
What
that,
the
but Kelly
frick?
taught her daughter the same trick, ensuring the seagull side
That doesn't make sense though. He wasted one fish just to kill a bird, and most likely just get, unless they're giving him more than one fish. Yo, this is crazy.
At least in
They're actually smart.
Another time a dolphin's brain was someone else's downfall was down in the Gulf of Mexico, where biologists stumbled across hundreds of decapitated catfish bobbing around the water. Not only that, the eyes and the fins were still moving, and the fish heads made this disturbing grunting sound when brought on the boat. The cause
What the
was
frick?
catfish have several serrated spines
They were
for
given the name killer whale killer in Latin. When it got translated to English, the words got swap. Damn, so they kill whales?
self-defense, and a gang of Gulf bottlenose dolphins apparently realized they could nerf the catfish by surgically beheading them. But so far, we've seen dolphins working harder, not smarter, with seagulls, sponges, and catfish all being collateral damage. That doesn't explain dolphins being a jihad to other animals unprovoked. Dolphins in Belize have been attacking
they're
and even
freaky.
life-depriving baby manatees. They've even gone as far as separating manatee calves from their mothers to make an attempt on their life. This is the same
the
animal
frick?
that finessed its way on an
You're not that
alligator's
guy.
whitelist, getting folded by a pack of flippers. Dolphins are literally if hippos went the Professor X route, lost their legs but gained hyperintelligence, which isn't a joke since the closest living relative to whales and dolphins are hippos. But the animal that gets it the
Don't come in here with that
absolute worst
bullshit.
with
Y'all not
dolphins
ready to play. Nah,
are the
y'all not
ones
ready
that
to
look
win,
the
bro.
most like them. Dolphins
come in here with that
have a
Pico Park
silent
bullshit,
obsession
bruh.
with porpoises, with cases of them washing ashore with bite marks and broken bones. It's like they can't help themselves for real. It doesn't matter what they're doing. Put a porpoise in their presence, and it's like the Powerpuff Girls going Gotham City on a green monkey. In 2016, one lone male bottlenose flatlined at least 6 porpoises, and the injuries were roughly the same. Fatal
Yeah, these
hemorrhages,
dolphins are
broken bones,
oh.
and lacerated lungs. No one knows
They like their teeth are. They don't even look like their teeth don't even look to be that dangerous, but
for sure
guess
why
they're
dolphins
just
are
smart,
purposely
so they-
committing acts of war, but
they-
the best
they just-
guess
they work with what
involves
they
how
have.
dolphins behave with each other. Because if you thought they were better to their own kind, you don't understand the depravity of this malice-fueled middle finger. Dolphins regularly commit the act of infanticide, with males often harassing and separating the mother from her defenseless calf and escorting it off the census. It's a classic case of deleting the baby
they're
to have a
sick,
shot at the
bro.
now child-free mother. Plenty of animals like horses and hippos do this, but no animal takes baby abolishing as far as dolphins. There was a case where a mother orca and her adult son worked together to drown a baby killer whale, also the son could sensually explore the mother that watched them do it. In 2020 in Mutsu Bay, Japan,
the frick?
researchers witnessed a gang of dolphins pull up on a mother and her calf and begin mauling the baby. What shocked them was suddenly the first group stopped harassing the dolphin calf, only for a second group to show up and go at him even harder. For well over an hour, 23 different dolphins got involved, and a newbie dolphin was sent to the gulag after being hit over 100 times. And knowing what we now know about dolphins, that might have just been business as usual. Dolphin Society is like an episode of Oz, and like the show, it all starts with the men. When a male dolphin is young, they'll form a group with 2 or 3 others, and these will be the closest bonds these males will ever have, as these alliances can last decades. But it's not just kumbaya. The main reason for them linking up is these dolphins will kidnap lone females and keep them in custody for weeks, while they mate with her the entire time, consent sold separately. These dolphin gangs are highly possessive and even have a specific pop sound to tell the female to swim closer, and she can get jumped for not complying. The females usually fight back, but only escape about 25% of the time. Not only that, but these water Weinsteins mate year-round, meaning an unlucky female can get tagged by multiple gangs in one trip around the sun. 3 dolphins acting as the musketeers of malice are known as a first-order alliance. There's also a second-order alliance, with additional dolphins doing the
beating a dolphin 1v1,
work including attacking other pods, their females while protecting their own equally lust-crazed males. Basically, the first-order alliance is like a basketball big 3, with the second order being the role players. Of course, sometimes 2 second-order alliances join forces to create.
So a lion is an alliance? You're just weak.
A third-order alliance.
I'm just gonna shoot a gun, bro. I just shoot with the dolphin.
Non-human social network on the planet. They use it to operate.
But also underwater, bro. Bottlenose dolphins typically grow 6 to 12.5 feet long and weigh 300, bro.
Penetration without permission.
Michael's not doing nothing to that dolphin, bro.
Same equipment as ducks, where they're
that dolphin's in the. What the frick is going?
Those are maze-like to flush out any unwanted baby batter. But the male's response was dolphins developing a 12-inch pink prehensile bedroom arm. Speaking of which, male dolphins aren't even safe from each other. Non-allied males assert dominance by biting, jaw clapping, tail slapping, and mounting. The Brokeback kind.
Yo.
Remember, it's.
Yo, these guys are sick. These guys are actually sick, bro.
To be fair, that's also how they play, and young male dolphins will actually practice on each other and take turns being the female long before they try it on a real one. And there's nothing wrong with that, except dolphins have a nasty habit of projecting. I'm 99% sure the porpoises and manatee maimings were because both animals look like the babies of their own kind. Which is pretty insane logic. Imagine someone on trial for running over the vertically deficient, only for their main defense to be that they thought it was a child. Porpoises and sea blimps aren't the only ones.
It looks like it has lips. Look at it. I could put like a lipstick on his lips.
Deficient, only for their main defense to be that they thought it was a child. Porpoises and sea blimps aren't the only ones catching strays. Since 2022, more than 45 people have been attacked while swimming in Fukui, Japan, leaving many with broken bones and bites.
Damn.
And it's believed these attacks were carried out by one male Indo-Pacific bottlenose dolphin. And it's been said the reason for this one-man dolphin demon campaign, horny. Scientists think this dolphin is sexually frustrated and lonely and is taking it out on the humans around him. And the scariest part, there's a good chance he's only playing. Because if a 9-foot, several hundred-pound flesh missile wants you dead, you're simply dying. People say the rogue dolphin will often swim up to people and try to press his pink sword against them, which is actually the same way dolphins in an alliance act. So he's really just acting out natural behaviors, but on people, only to lash out when they don't respond. He's not the only one.
That boy is a Diddy, bro.
I went to the Cayman
Islands. They got a Diddy whale.
I think the most dangerous part would be me getting intimate with a stingray. It was actually me swimming in the same waters as Stinky.
That looks tough.
Stinky was a lone male dolphin infamous for trying to violate divers that meet his eye. One victim, Michael, was a lone male dolphin infamous for trying to violate divers that meet his eye. One victim, Michael Mays, recounted how he and his wife were snorkeling and enjoying Grand Cayman when the menace named Stinky showed up. Michael tried warning his wife before Stinky charged her, slamming into her repeatedly. Someone should have warned Michael that he was what Stinky was after, as the dolphin attempted to dork Mike in front of his own wife. And you know dolphins don't discriminate, with both Jessica Alba and Demi Moore seeing just what happens when a dolphin decides to go on booty warrior timing.
I didn't know this until I was being poked by a few of them, which is very rude. I think I learned my lesson. I sort of request female dolphins after that because those are horny little. Dolphins are on different. They're on different timing, bro. Dolphins are sexually aggressive. An anonymous source told the New York Post, and one went after Demi in a big way. Apparently, the actress screamed for help after the dolphin began to rub his body against her.
In fact, one dolphin's impulses likely ruined a man's life. Alan Cooper was an animal rights activist who also became close with a dolphin named Freddie. Not that close. Who he actually met in the wild, but was now living in Flamingo Land. Except one day, Allen swam with Freddy, and bystanders watched and swore that Allen was getting handsy with the dolphin, and he would end up getting accused of going Rocky Balboa on little Freddy. Papers called him a dolphin diddler, and it went all the way to court. The whole time, all that really happened was Freddy got a little too homosexual and wrapped his prehensile trouser tongue around Allen's arm. Even with the case thrown out, Freddy's freak-off was a stain that largely derailed Cooper's career and killed almost any chance he'd ever have of being taken seriously. Yeah, there's a reason why legends say that Amazon River dolphins will shapeshift into men at night and impregnate young women before changing back in the morning. Dolphins are like the chimps of the sea, but where chimp society revolves around violence, dolphindom is centered around getting their rocks off. But dolphins can be just as dangerous as any wild animal. Pretty privilege makes you forget it's a hyper-intelligent
wait. So what is this type of dolphin called? This is an ugly dolphin. This is the ugly one. The other one, so is the other one a bottlenose? That's a regular one, right? This one's a pretty one, but I feel like these ones are more freaky, bro.
It's a hyper-intelligent pack-hunting super predator.
But they're all just the same. They just have the same tendency. What the frick?
No dolphin showed that more than Chiao. Chiao was a massive Sunday. Pretty privilege makes you forget it's a hyper-intelligent pack-hunting super predator that could fold you 7 ways to Sunday if they wanted. And no dolphin showed that more than Chiao. Chiao was a male bottlenose dolphin that showed up in São Sebastião in Brazil in the mid-90s.
Viva do Brasil!
For his friendliness around humans, especially women, to the point where he started to see other male humans as a threat, and this time he wasn't playing. By December 1994, Chiao had sent nearly 30 people to the hospital, including one case where he attacked 2 men, breaking one's ribs and killing the other. So as you
killing one and injuring the other.
One case where he attacked 2 men, breaking one's ribs and killing the other. So as you can see, dolphins commit atrocities against the world around them, against humanity as a whole, and even against their own kind. But do you know what actually makes them evil? It's not rhetorical, because there isn't anything I've said about this womb fish that something in nature doesn't also do. Yeah, dolphins wake up feeling like Jordan. So do lions, hippos, and zebras. That's 3/4 of the cast of Madagascar.
Zebras do that as well?
Yeah, dolphins do the unspeakable with fish. I've seen chimps get downright deplorable with a frog. Chimps will also murk rival children and then turn them into lunch meat. Yeah, dolphins are basically eternal erect. Chimps will also murk rival
That's a chimp they're eating?
children and then turn them into lunch meat. Yeah, dolphins.
And they're just passing them around like it's a sandwich, bro.
Chimps will also
Dolphins
murk
are
rival
animals at the
children
end
and
of
then
the
turn
day.
them into
No,
lunch meat. Yeah, dolphins are basically eternal erections, but penguins are so deviant they traumatize the researcher. First seals have been seen defiling penguins, and speaking of seals, researchers have documented mateless male sea otters breaking baby seals with no approval. The point isn't to pass the buck to someone else's favorite animal, it's that these animals are just trying to survive. Dolphins are just that much better at it. If other animals could, they would. Hell, we can, and we have. Early cavemen also cannibalized human children, and meal prepping brains was somewhat regular. And before you judge,
I think they know this stuff. You were still playing? Yeah, let's get on Ark, bro. I was gonna go to sleep, but now you call my name on Ark, bro. Let me finish this reaction, then we're gonna get on Ark.
Otters and penguins. In
I'm playing a few games of
4
Ark.
men were arrested for the crime of assaulting an endangered monitor lizard. And no amount of wordplay will let me talk about what people did to Pony the orangutan. Just know, if I can't speak on it, it must be bad. I mean, if you believe in alternate realities and that art mirrors life, then you also believe that somewhere in the universe, there's a dolphin with a snapback and a tiny mic talking about how
Ark.
humans are.
No. Ark Raiders. Isn't Ark what? Ark is like the. I gotta go back. But isn't Ark like a prehistoric game or something like that? I was talking about Ark Raiders though. Wait, how do they know people ate brains though?
Also cannibalized human children, and meal prepping brains was somewhat regular. And before you judge otters and penguins, in 2022, 4 men were arrested for the crime of assaulting.
Ark, you used to you gotta go against all of these type of people. But just
an endangered monitor
50
lizard.
times bigger.
And no amount of wordplay will let me talk about what people did to Pony the orangutan. Just know, if I can't speak on it, it must be bad. I mean, if you believe in alternate realities and that art mirrors life, then you also believe that somewhere in the universe, there's a dolphin with a snapback and a tiny mic talking about how humans are the spawn of Satan behind a green screen of this guy. Morality is really a social construct, and I think dolphins were just smart enough and just cute enough for us to move the goalposts and judge them by human standards. Then I think people be trying to correct all the shark slander, which is probably a crazy thing to hear from the same guy that made this. Here's my thing. Everything I said dolphins do in this video is true, at least to my knowledge. But when I'm calling them a sea Diddy or a water Weinstein or Satan's
They're actually Diddy, bro.
Runner, we call that a sentence enhancer, especially when I'm calling something a homicide.
Say that again?
Post and judge them by human standards. I think humans are also
My bad.
children, and meal prepping brains was somewhat regular. And before you judge otters and penguins, in 2022, 4 men were arrested for the crime of assaulting an endangered monitor lizard. And no amount of wordplay will let me talk about what people did to Pony the orangutan. Just know if I can't speak on it, it must be bad. I mean, if you believe in alternate realities and that art mirrors life, then you also believe that somewhere in the universe, there's a dolphin with a snapback and a tiny mic talking about how humans are the spawn of Satan behind a green screen.
Nah, humans are probably the worst.
Morality's really a social
Humans are
construct,
actually probably
and
the
I
worst.
think dolphins were just
People on
smart
YouTube
enough
are
and
gonna-
just cute enough for us to move
gonna
the
hate your
goalposts and judge
reaction.
them by human standards. Then
I'm
I think
locked,
people be
I'm
trying to
locked.
correct all the shark slander, which is probably a crazy thing to hear from the same guy that made this. Here's my thing. Everything I said dolphins do in this video is true, at least to my knowledge. But when I'm calling them a C. Diddy or a Water Weinstein or Satan's 9-foot hate boner, we call that a sentence enhancer. Especially when I'm calling something a homicidal threat to national security. Kind of a what you say, not how you say it. Am I backpedaling? I don't think so. I mean, I love animals. I don't want you to watch my videos and go drop kick an otter, or pray chimpanzees go extinct, or hate dolphins. I don't even hate dolphins for real. There's also the whole overcorrection thing. I feel like there's two ways people see animals. There's the Disney side, the side that told people elephants think we're puppies, and
That is true. There's like different ways, cause like you think they're cute, but they're just animals at the end of the day, and they will really like which animal really is like cute but not too crazy. Like the closest I would say is dogs. There's probably like, but dogs can kill too. Like I don't know if dogs do like, do they eat their kids? I think so, cause I know there's a thing with like female dogs when they give birth, they make sure the dad like they protect the kids. So, but yeah, some of these animals we think they're cute and they would actually put you in a pack very quickly.
side that convinced Buddy this was a good
Like
idea.
look at that, bro. What
The
possesses you
Disney
to
side,
get close
the
to a
side that
bear
told
like
people
that?
elephants think we're puppies, and the side that convinced Buddy this was a good idea. And then you got the side that would legitimately sleep better at night if Thanos would have had beef with dolphins. The thing is, both sides can get the animal put on a shirt. Bad PR almost got sharks and wolves wiped out. At the same time, Freya the walrus had to get put down because people literally wouldn't stop getting too close to her. Because the worst thing a wild
Damn.
animal can do is forget its fear of
Feral
humans.
dogs are the fourth most dangerous. Yeah, but I'm not talking about feral. I'm talking about like domesticated, you know, like pets, pet dogs.
Part of Chiao's story I didn't tell you was the part where people
Feral dogs are pretty much wolves, bro.
kept harassing him, even trying to pour beer and stick ice cream cones down his blowhole before he started fighting back. What I
What the
think, even
fuck?
trying to pour humans. The part of Chiao's story I didn't tell you was the part where people kept harassing him, even trying to
What
pour
the
beer and
frick?
stick ice cream cones down his blowhole before he started fighting back. What I think
That
is
is
for decades
crazy.
people looked at
That
dolphins
is
with
messed up.
Disney glasses and sharks were the monsters, and overcompensation has it flipped where really neither animal belongs on either side. Elephants are my favorite animals and they're probably the best example of this. In 2011,
Elephants
a herd of
pack
elephants
people,
showed
bro.
up to their caretaker's home after he died and held their own 2-day vigil and would return every
It's
year
called
on the same
morbid
day to
curiosity.
mourn
It's
him.
terrible.
An elephant also
That is
traveled
just
over
crazy,
100
bro.
miles to flatline a 70-year-old woman only to desecrate her corpse at her funeral. This elephant was filmed trying to
Now,
rescue
there-
a rhino
There's a video of an elephant I saw. It dead ass just stepped on somebody, like stepped on him, and then crushed his spine, and then just crushed like his bro. It was crazy.
stuck in a pit
And there was one where like a camel just ate, like he just ate he bit someone's head off, something like that.
before lions could get to him. Elephants were also responsible for running through rhinos like a yellow
What the
light.
frick?
Dolphins aren't evil prison bullies or innocent sea angels. They're just dolphins. But you know, maybe I haven't talked enough about the other side of dolphins. Like, you know, dolphins have specific names for each other that they'll respond to. They also recognize each other by urine, so they really got a
That's
whole
smart.
two-factor
That's smart.
authentication. Pregnant dolphins will teach the unborn calf its name by singing it constantly while it's still in the oven. Speaking of
That's
babies,
fire.
newborn dolphins don't sleep for the entire first month of their life, which means neither do their mothers.
But they
Dolphins
gotta
are
stay
highly
up and take care
emotional,
of
and
them.
just like elephants, they also mourn the dead. One orca made headlines when she carried her lifeless calf on her nose for 17 days and over 1,000 miles. And with orcas, they're one of the few animals on the planet to go through menopause, and the most likely reason is so elderly orcas can stop worrying about being mothers and instead focus on being grandmothers. That matriarch system is
that's
why
fire.
dolphins, especially orcas,
That's
have
actually
not
tough,
just their own
bro.
cultures, but they even have trends, just like us. For example, in the 80s, one orca was seen carrying a dead salmon on her head for no reason but a fashion statement. And in less than 2 weeks, the orca influencer had not just her own pod, but two
Damn,
others
she
doing
was
it.
she was an icon, bro. She influenced everyone to start doing it.
Things like that are how orca OGs pass knowledge down. They even have their own way of disciplining children. Sometimes when dolphin calves wander too far, the mother will toss the calf in the air as punishment. Repeatedly. for up to 40 minutes straight. But considering
40
one
minutes?
can get the baby canceled by a pack of males, I see where she's coming from. But
True.
males aren't even that bad.
You gotta
Dolphins
teach them a lesson one way or another.
often have their version of a midwife, a dolphin auntie that assists with birth and helps with the calf. And sometimes this dolphin auntie is actually a male. And of course, you got stories of dolphins saving
What?
people from
So,
drowning
dolphin
and
uncle.
sharks, but one dolphin went way off script. In 2008, a mother pygmy sperm whale and her son got stranded, and rescuers spent more than an hour trying to return them to sea, and even considered putting both of them out of their misery. That was until
Damn.
popular bottlenose dolphin Moko appeared and led the trapped whales through a narrow channel back to sea, saving them both. A year later, Moko nearly drowned a woman he was playing with because he got too excited to let her return to shore, and she almost got reverse baptized. You see that? Duality. So yeah, I don't hate dolphins. I don't hate any animal. I'm not fully bending the knee. I'm
Two
still getting my
things can be
jokes off
true.
when I can. But moral of the story, manatees are the most wholesome creatures alive. And last year, one named Hugh past tense after a bigger male confused him for a mate and literally ripped him a new one. The worst part?
Say that again?
But moral of the story, manatees are the most wholesome creatures alive. And last year, one named Hugh past tense after a bigger male confused him for a mate and literally ripped him a new one. The worst part?
Yo, why do you say it like that, bro? Ripped him a new one, bro. Chill.
It was his brother.
It's not
If they
funny,
can do
bro.
that,
It's not funny.
definitely
Wait.
ripped him a new one. The worst part? It was his brother.
A 30-year-old. Hold on, this is not funny, bro. This is not funny. Hugh, a 30-year-old, Hugh, a 30-year. Hugh, a 38-year-old manatee, died from a traumatic. There is no other way to say it, bro. He said ripped him a new one, bro. It's the way he said it, bro. Ripped him a new one. It's just okay. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. R.I.P. Hugh, bro. R.I.P. Hugh. Hugh, a 38-year-old manatee, died from a traumatic injury sustained during a sexual encounter with his brother, Buffett, at the Moat Marine Aquarium in Laboratory, Sarasota. R.I.P. to Hugh, bro.
If they can do that, dolphins
Just
can't
3
be
years
that
ago.
bad. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Make sure you drink water, hug your mother, don't
Ripped
hug a
him a
dolphin
new
unless
one
you're
is
prepared to end up
crazy,
like
bro.
Hank. And I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.
Shout out to you, big bro. Oh, what? What? That boy knows how to play football. That dolphin would rip that dog apart. Yo. Port Jackson Shark. Don't think I forgot. Yeah, that's a W vid, man. But I think he's right, bro. Like, there's a duality to animals. You know what I'm saying? And you never know. That's the thing. That's the thing. The thing is, you really can't never know. So you just got to be on the safer side. Yeah, that was fun. You really can't never know, so you got to be on the safer side. Just, just keep a distance, bro. Respect them. Have respect for them and just keep a distance. That's the best thing to do. And just let them do their own thing. Because at the end of the day, they're animals. Their whole goal is to survive. Feel me? So just respect them, man. Just respect these animals. That's a W vid, though.